I think for me it was a breaking moment. And I literally just like broke down to my knees and started crying.
You know, youth coming up, playing football, track and field, national dominance.
If he can push the pocket, that means we gonna get there.
Shaquem just ran a 4.3.
I knew I was gonna do good. There was no doubt in my mind. Because my brother did good, I knew I was gonna do well at the combine.
Yeah. Welcome to the Game Time Podcast, where we explore the athletic journey from raw potential to peak performance. We're going to dive deep into how athletes discover, nurture, and expand upon their abilities to turn athletic success into lifelong learnings. Whether you're an athlete, a coach, or just a sports enthusiast, come along with us on this journey to unlock the secrets of what makes greatness. In this first episode, it's with my lifelong friend, Shaquem Griffin. We played together at UCF, but in this episode, we're gonna dive deep into his story about when he started training at an early age, how track and field helped form his success early on, the dark portions of his time at UCF, how his twin brother Shaquille both helped him through those dark times, but was also a part of the success when he broke the NFL Combine record as a linebacker and eventually got drafted to play together in Seattle. This conversation was special to me because I got to see an inside look of how all of these moments built for him and how he never lost faith throughout the whole journey and finally realized that dream that he'd been working his whole life to achieve. For me, I love kind of digging into athletic journey and I want to start with training. Mm-hmm. Tell me about when you started training. And I'll put that broadly on purpose.
Yeah, when I started training, 4 years old.
4 years old.
So after my amputation, after the incident where it's like my mom almost caught me trying to cut my own fingers off.
Yeah. The
next day, you know, I'm having my hand amputated. I just remember I was in the hospital like dragging my red wagon around. I thought it was take your child to work day, and it wasn't. I ended up putting the mask on my face and then waking up with bandages. And my parents were like, you're not gonna go play. We don't need a bloody bandage. You know, the whole like, hey, he's 4 years old. Let's get on him and let him know, don't do it. And obviously I still did it. And that same year I got put into football. So the training kind of started from there.
And what did that look like when you started training?
It's funny. I don't say I remember exactly the training that I did when I was 4, but it was mostly just, you know, being outside, playing with the kids, you know, running around. But when I start remembering vividly, when it got intense when we turned six and 7, when it's like, okay, you know, we gonna cry after this workout type of thing. Like, even when it's like me learning how to catch the ball. Yeah. You know, I got hit in the face so many times before I caught the ball. Yeah. That was training in its own. You know?
And what did training look like? Are you with just your twin brother? Are you with cousins too? Are you with your dad? What?
Me, my twin brother, and my dad. My dad used to make like certain contraptions for us to be able to do certain things, especially for me at least, from an adaptive standpoint, where like I have like little chains and, you know, he'll go to Home Depot and he'll get like the Velcro and then the chain is connected to the dumbbell and then now I'm doing curls. Or if it's creating like a block for me to do like dips and my brother is holding a block and balancing me as I go up and down. Yeah. And, you know, honestly, our training was intense. It always been like that. You know?
But that had nothing to do with your disability. You would have been training at 6, whether you had any disability or not. That was just 100%. A part of your family. That was a part of the culture of how you guys were raised.
Yeah, my dad was that. I feel like after my dad kind of had us, it was more so it's like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, put that effort into make sure I'm just gonna train them every single day. You know, I'm gonna be on them, you know, besides just grades and discipline and everything else, it's just like I wanna train them to become whatever they can be. And it's funny because it used to be me and my brother, and my dad used to put like in the backyard, he'll put like 2 bricks together and you put a stick in between the brick and make hurdles. Or my dad used to be into construction and he'll have a pallet of bricks, and one of our workouts is moving one pallet from the front yard to the backyard. So you're talking about 300 bricks stacked up like a pyramid, and you taking bricks and stacking them and placing them, and taking the bricks down and stacking them and placing them. My dad
and everything.
Oh, the thing is, but he will tell us what we're working. Like you working your shoulders, your traps, you put, you know, your back arms, triceps. He wasn't saying triceps, but your back arms. So you want to look sexy when the ladies were like, "Ooh, look how big his arms is." Yeah, that was kind of our motivation.
Sure.
He was like, "Oh well," he'll have us at night before bed. or even when we shower, he'll say, I need you to do 200 calf extensions. I was like, why are we doing the calf extensions in the shower? It's just like, it's the best time to do it. It's like, you know, you washing and you just crank them out as you're doing it. He said, don't you want the ladies to be like, oh, look at his calf muscles when you're going up the stairs? And I guess that was this way of like, you want to have your muscles looking good because you gonna have the ladies looking at you. So it's like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna do it, Dad. I'm gonna do it. No lady ever said that my calf muscles look nice going up the stairs. So I did it, but I never had that compliment. I can tell you that. I remember my dad, he used to measure on a tree like 9 foot, 10 foot, 11 foot, and he'll nail boards that say 9 foot, 10 foot, and he'll have us touching the 9 foot. And then once we able to touch the 10 foot, just doing vertical jumps, we'll put like the weight bags on. And then we 1 foot touch a 9 foot until we able to get 10 foot. But you notice in the steps, and like he's seeing how we're increasing. Like, okay, we jumping up touching 11. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well,
introducing competition.
Yeah, now it's like gonna put some resistance on you. Let's put this bag on. It's just like, oh, right now, you know, you jumping up and touching with the resistance bag. Okay, I'll do 1 foot. Yeah. And then tap, and we were doing circuits before we got to college. We were doing circuits.
Well, and I think that's such a cultural difference. I think, just in terms of where I grew up, where I played sports first. My dad put me right into baseball, right into different sports, and I was immediately able to find success in those sports, but I didn't even start training till middle school, maybe, where it was almost like, okay, now I'm good at a sport. Now I want to use training as a way to develop that.
Yeah,
where
to advance yourself.
It's the complete opposite, where you're bringing in training, discipline, competition early. When did you start training for something specific?
6 years old, and then 7 was track. So we was already in football at 4, but he wasn't lifting weights because he didn't believe in lifting weights at an early age to stunt your growth and
just
stuff.
Just
moving around, probably. And then we had older brothers too. So in a sense, my older brother played basketball. So you know, being at the park or watching him move, and my older brother, he was playing football already. So kind of watching him kind of progress and go to games and, you know, watching him work out. So we already was kind of around it in a sense, but it's just like he wasn't allowing us to lift weight. But when we hit 6 and 7, it was just like, we finna wrap this thing up. And then 7 years old, we got into track, which predicated to us learning how to, you know, accelerate, teaching us how to actually run with proper form, body posture and all that. Like we didn't.
Was that pre-planned or was that?
That was
They told you when you were 6. Hey,
that was premeditated.
Premeditated.
Yeah,
and communicated to you. We're like, hey, when we turn 7, we know we're gonna have to start running.
My older brother was already kind of doing it though.
So you already laid the.
So we kind of was just like we following the steps from the same high school and everything. Like we watching him doing it, but it's just like okay, but now we get another chance. To even like we're gonna instill more. You know, based off of what we got. And then it's just like, we got twins. All right, we're going to do this plus this. You know, it'd be times where we used to empty our backpacks and he'll take us to the beach. And we was so confused, like, we're going to the beach with backpacks. And he give us like little shovels and then we filling up the backpacks with sand.
Oh no.
To run up the bleachers or do our workouts with them. So we'll be at track practice.
This ain't going to be a relaxing beach day.
No, not at all. Sure. Not at all. No, like, then we'll go from track practice and then he'll like go grab your backpacks. Put the backpacks on and now we run in bleachers after practice. There used to be times where, because when we was in Little League, we had to make weight. So it was like, my brother was like 7, 8 years old and we was on the heavy side. So our weight limit was like, I think 97 pounds. And me and my brother was like 103. So he used to put like garbage bags on us. And then we'll go like by the beach setting. I said, you'll think that you finna just relax at the beach. Like, no, when we at the beach, it's finna get serious. Got our bags on, sweatshirts, and then like we doing like a circuit run around the beach where you got like the bench or where you sit down at. So when you run and get to the bench, you gotta do abs. You run around, you see another bench, you gotta do like the high knee switches. And you go to another bench and now you're doing like, you know, incline, decline, push-ups. And then you continue to run.
Everything had a purpose.
In one bench, we just jump and run across and get down. So it's like, that was like the easiest part. You just run and then you jump on the bench, run, and keep going. But you going around this little circle path and we're just running laps, but we doing these little circuits as we're going. Just to be able to lose weight. And then next thing you know, we going to weigh in, we have 96.5 pounds.
The Pop Warner. Were you an overlap? Did you play down or up, or you just played for your age?
We played for our age. Because we started so early, and you know, we started playing tackle early as well. So it's like, I think you had to be 7 years old. We started tackling at, 6.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we're going to do 6. And then we ended up going to the next level at 9. So we had like 6, 7, 8. We was there for a while at one level. And it's just like, now when we go to the next one, it's just like, we've been playing for a long time already.
Yeah.
So when it comes to putting them pads on, it's just like fierceness by the time then.
Oh yeah, it was already second
9, 10 years old, it was fierce.
Yeah.
It's just like we're looking for somebody to hit on purpose.
And when did you start running track meets?
7 years old.
7 years
Jumped
old.
right into it. Literally my first practice at 7 years old, I'll never forget, because that's when I started crying running track. Literally first day, we ran the 400s, and it's just like, I didn't know that you're supposed to like kind of, prepare yourself for a 400. Everybody said it's a sprint, so I literally sprinted the whole way, and I didn't know it was gonna hurt that bad. But it's just like, the coach was like, oh my goodness. And I'm just like, this is not it. I do not like track. I don't want to do this no more. And between like the years of 7 and 9, I kind of had that attitude, like I didn't like it. And my dad used to always say, you're gonna thank me later. You're gonna thank me later.
Yeah.
By the time I turned 10, I loved it. But it's like, we always was winning, but it was just like, it hurt.
Yeah.
It hurted to win. I can say that. The training, it used to be times where we'll be competing against others, and then it's like, if one person beat us, and it's just like, it's like, it gets real. Like, why is this person beating you? You gotta train harder. And it's always being conscious of just like, don't get comfortable, because anybody can come and beat you.
Yeah.
And at the time, it's just like, oh, it's not that serious. But it's literally teaching us the competitive nature, where it's just like, you don't think somebody's seeing you, winning and don't want to work.
Yeah.
It's like somebody's seeing you winning and they're chasing you until they win, and then now you're chasing. But it just means like at any given day, somebody can become better if you choose to get comfortable and not work. So it's just like we learning those things at such an early age. And it's just like, now we're back training hard again until we're able to beat the person that's faster than us. And then when we beat them, it's just like, okay, this is what it looks like. And it's just like taking that consciousness and going throughout the process of, track, football, baseball, no matter. Now we just competitors. I don't care if we just walking on the sidewalk, speed walking. It's just like, we'll be in the dead sweat.
When you're in a community, so you're playing the same people in football that you're probably competing with.
But the biggest competition was my twin.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of what stood out from a competitive standpoint, where it's just like, you got two people who's going 110%, and one is getting bragging rights to whoever wins. So it gets crazy. No matter if it's food, no matter if it's walking, no matter if it's clothing, no matter what, it's competitive.
Yeah.
Because like, oh man, you did that good. Oh, I know I can do that better. And then we just take it on.
Would it be back and forth, or was it like years where you would dominate him in something, he would dominate you in something?
It was always a back and forth, but it was spurts of where it's just like, he just had it or I just had it. No matter if it's like, we doing like the jumping events, triple jump, or, he winning the 100 or I'm winning the 200 and it flips. It used to be between the ages of, when we started tackling, I think 7 to 9, a lot of the coaches used to have me and my brother go against each other. Yeah. So imagine doing like,
you probably were hurting
if anybody
everybody on
know
the team.
what the Oklahoma drills, you got one line, and then you start and you just meet in the middle of the gauntlet.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a show for me, for our teammates, and anybody, any parent, any coach, anybody who was watching. It was a spectacle when me and my brother was at each end of them lines, and it's like we coming to the gauntlet in the middle, everybody looking, and it's just like, pow, and we both fall backwards. That's how hard we're going, because it's like, if you better give every ounce of you, or I'm gonna get you, and it's vice versa. So we're giving every single bit all the way up until the end, and boom, we still even out.
Now, when you guys are playing, are you guys talking about your dreams, what sports is going to do for you? Are you just kind of caught up in the day-to-day competition? When did you start thinking about, man, sports is really going to become a part of my life, or going to become my career, or however you thought about it at the time?
I think it hit me later than my brother. I think my brother's imagination was so rapid and so just like out there, where it's just like, if I go to the league, I'm gonna have this, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll build this, and I'm just like, kind of listening to his story. Me, I just want to play football. I just want to. Who's next? I'm like, you want to go in the yard? I want to see if I can shake you. You want to go see if our friends at the house, let's see if they can go pick up football. Like, I'm looking for like, we used to call our neighborhood the hillside boys. And it's just like, we're going to take this and then we're going to play anybody around and we're going to be the best. I just love to compete.
Yeah.
So it's just I wasn't looking at, okay, football's going to bring me wealth or football's going to bring me opportunities. Like, no, I just want to play football. But my brother imagination will woke me up like, yo, we can get stuff like that for football. So it's like now I'm learning like, all right. So it didn't really hit me until like really high school.
High school, wow. So outside of your brother, who would you say were people that you looked up to? Or
As
you
far
just
as far as in sports.
in sports, yeah, like professionally in college. Like for me, I just remember, the first time seeing someone like Sean Taylor or Ray Lewis hit somebody, was just kind of eye-opening for me going from being in Pop Warner, and I always played up, but starting to see somebody in the professional ranks truly be excellent or truly master something and be like, man, is it even possible for me to play like that?
I would say Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, yeah.
I think when YouTube really started making those highlights of like the world's hardest hits, and I was just like, and I was just like, can I do that? And it used to be a thing when we used to play pickup football at school. Yeah. Sometimes, guys want to play tackle.
Oh, yeah.
And used to have it where like you get the sideline and then it's like you if anybody ever watched the world's hardest football hits, it's mostly like some sideline hits when somebody running like a punt return or and just somebody just get clean.
Or over the middle.
Yeah, so I used to do that in school. Like if I got any chance to work on tackling, like I was working on tackling and the kids didn't know it.
Yeah.
If you're on the sideline, I'm finna shoulder you and like I'm finna like fold your body up.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why are you hitting him that hard? I was like, you should have shook or you should have stopped. But if you run on the sideline and think you're free and just somebody just dive their shoulder into you and it's just like I'm trying to mimic the world's hardest hits. And it's like those hits that I'm seeing, it's a little insane. So if you seeing like, 8-year-olds getting folded, you may be just driving and you just see, kids at recess and you just see a kid just get folded chair. Like,
well, for me, I remember playing. I always played up everything I did because I had an older brother, and I'll never forget the first time I got clotheslined, like clotheslined, because everything was straight downhill, straight whatever, and I didn't even know it was possible. Someone catches a loose arm out, and all of a sudden I'm doing backflips and wrapping my body around, and so you start learning trial by error, you know. But man, I mean, Ray Lewis, you could probably have a whole conversation on people's YouTube highlight inspiration growing up. I think everybody's got their own little kind of YouTube world. So outside of Ray Lewis, anybody that stands out?
As far as sports, I would say Jim Abbott, just because I didn't watch baseball. Yeah. And older teacher had came up to me when we was in recess and kind of, told me like, have you ever heard of Jim Abbott? And I was like, who was that? Like, which is when you go home, look up Jim Abbott. He's a one-handed player, and he, played in the major leagues. Yeah. And I went home, seen it. It was like gray and white video. Like I think he played in like the 80s and like 90s. And I just remember him like, they showing videos of him, pitching a ball and like swiping his glove and pitching and switching it and like making it happen. And I was like, wait, he played in the pros or this like college? And it was like, no, he played for the Yankees. And then that was, and then it was just like, it showed me a video when he pitched a no-hitter. Yeah. And it's just like, it just marked him in history and just like, yo, he did this? Like how? He got drafted. And then I noticed he got drafted. I was like, he got drafted? I was like, and I'm looking at anybody else. Who else did this? Who else? Was none. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna be the next one, or I'm gonna do this. And it kind of just, was inspired from there. So like, I want to hit like Ray Lewis or Ed Reed, but it's just like, I want the tenacity, grit, and determination like Jim Abbott.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that's almost the journey or what you've had to go in between is something where, you appreciate and you recognize your disability, but then you have something to prove, right?
I still wasn't accepting of me being disabled though. Yeah. Like I used to get angry. Like people was like, "You disabled, you're handicapped." Like, because I didn't understand because my family, my parents, my brothers didn't never use that terminology. Yeah. It was like, you're not disabled, you're not handicapped, and can't is not in the vocabulary. So when you're molded into understanding, like I can't doubt myself. I can't say I'm disabled or handicapped. I'm not. I'm my brother's twin. I'm my oldest brother, little brother. I'm my mom and dad's son. Out into the world, I'm the kid with one hand. But in this house, I'm just Shaquem. Yeah. I can do this and do that. And if I can button my shirt, I can tie my shoe, I can climb the tree. Yeah. There's nothing that I can't do. And So you go through the progressions of little league, and you have everybody, looking at you. They're gonna say what you can't do before they can see what you can. But understanding that in every phase it was like that. But I feel like like I said, being inspired by Jim Abbott, you can see that I can imagine that he went through certain things, even if I didn't really physically, like I didn't know him.
Yeah.
He didn't know me either. I'm just one of the millions of kids he probably helped, right? And watching him and knowing, like, I'm just having a conscious thought, like, well, somebody's like, oh man, you got Wayne, how you gonna do this? Well, I want to have Jim Abbott that way that. Or it's like, oh, I want to go to the league, and everybody laugh at you because it's like, oh yeah, you ain't going to the league. And it's just like, I want to have Jim Abbott experience that.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you ain't gonna be able to get a scholarship because you got one hand. It's like, I want to have Jim Abbott experience that. But it's just like, even if I do or don't know, it's just like, I always have something that I can relate to. And I think that was the power in itself, where it's just like, I got this family who don't see me as disabled. I'm not going to accept it. So anybody who call me disabled, let me show you how good I am. And maybe that will tell you if I'm disabled or not. And there used to be like articles and everything in college where it's just like, you don't even tell the guy is disabled or has one hand because that's how he plays. But it's just like, growing up and learning the difference between accepting being disabled and then ignoring it to go on the path in your journey, that I could have accepted it at an earlier state, because I was 15, 16 and I had parents, kids with all type of disabilities that I've never even seen in my life.
Yeah.
Ask me questions at an early age, like, will my kid be able to do this? Or will my kids be able to work out? Or will they be able to get a scholarship? Or what can we do? Like, how can I be as a parent? Or, things of that nature. So you already seeing, in a sense, the inspiration behind it at an early age. And then me thinking, okay, I'm not disabled, even though I speak to a lot of, disabled like people or, parents. And it's just like, well, if I become bigger in football, then they're just gonna see me as a football player. Yeah. Everybody say they don't notice it anyway when I'm playing. Okay, if I go to the league, they're gonna be like, he's just Shaquem.
Yeah.
And not really understanding, because I haven't embraced it yet, that I'm only making it bigger.
When did you start thinking about like the mental side, whether you think about it as confidence in football or track, or having to mentally prepare? I know a part of, I'm sure, your training, I mean, that gives you such a mental edge as you're really kind of deep in that competition. But is there anything that stands out for you when you started really thinking about either your confidence or just managing the mental side of your game?
I think it was levels to it. As I got older, it progressively got better. And I feel like it's different facets as well, where it's just like, having confidence when it comes to your physical look. And then having confidence of your physical abilities to do whatever you do. And I think it's different things. So if I give you a piece of, just from a physical nature of what people view me as and how I view myself, is like, I had insecurities for sure throughout progressive of going through elementary to middle school to high school to college. And as I progressed in, athletics, it allowed me to be more confident in my skin around whatever else I was doing as well. I think I started putting my hand behind my back, taking pictures by the age of 17, 18, actually going into college. So all that time, like me progressing, like me speaking, cracking jokes, or having a girlfriend, I had that in middle school, elementary school, high school. But it's still, even when it starts social media coming out, I would hide my hand, because I still wasn't, I'm progressively getting better. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
My confidence is building. I know I'm that guy. I'm getting scholarships, I got girlfriends and everything. It's getting there, but it's like I'm not quite there yet. And then when I got to college, and then it's like, you be around the guys of different cultures, different natures, and different, places. And then there's like the acceptance that you feel for them. It's just like, yo, they don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, you ball, you ball.
Do you remember a certain picture or a moment where you're like, man, I'm no more putting my hand behind my back?
The second day on UCF campus, we did like the, what it was, the little pool parties.
Oh, yeah.
The freshman pool parties.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I remember all the team just went there. I remember Sharpie, Jacoby, everybody was just going there. And I just remember just being around, and everybody was just like, oh man, I seen you on a little magazine. I was like, I guess the school magazine where all the freshmen was coming in. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm on a football team. And then I just see how everybody kind of like moving, where it's just like, they got kind of cool. Yeah, like this is a moment right now. And then you got like people coming up, and just like, no one was like snickering or like,
yeah.
And I was just like, it was like, now I'm exposed, like being in St. Pete, where I'm from, it's a small city. Everybody kind of know everybody, and you're used to what you're used to. But then you expand your horizons in a different city, different cultures, and there's so many different people.
Yeah.
And then in a sense, kind of feel accepted.
Yeah.
Where it's just like all the pressures of feeling insecure, I didn't need. So it's just like, yo, just be you. And then boom, after that, it's just like it kind of built itself from there. Where it's just like as I progressively got more involved in football on the team, that brought more. And then when it comes to, I think a moment where it just like it kind of shook me is when the combine happened.
The
So,
NFL combine.
Yeah, even me balling at UCF, I still was like, it's manageable, it's cool. What I did when I ran the 40 and did the bench press at the combine, that's when it's like, from a mental standpoint of being able to have to really like hone in and adjust, was that because it was coming in full rush. You're talking about from, maybe 10,000 followers to 500,000 overnight. So when you go certain places, like more people know you than not. So it's just like you can't take the time to assess the situation of who's snickering and who's not.
Yeah.
It's so many eyes now.
Yeah.
So now you have to find the confidence within yourself and not the acceptance of others. And that's a whole different realm because like you have to be able to learn not to feel like your value is what people tell you it is, or feeling like I'm this person because these people accept me. So that was a whole different phase of learning. Came to college, felt accepted. Now I'm out. And then it's just like, in a sense, when you get seen by everybody, it's like everybody wants to see more of you. Everybody wants to see this. And then it's just like, okay, now I have fans. It's like, how do I do right? Or am I doing right? And then it's like you have to learn to.
Yeah. When before even the combine, before you got to UCF, when did you start? Because you mentioned the Hillsborough boys. When did you start? When did you start even seeing where you and your brothers stacked up outside of your community, whether it was on a statewide basis or a national basis, to really start getting into your head? Okay, I think we might have something here.
I mean, it started early, dude.
Early.
Like we made a package deal when we was like 8 or 9 years old. Talking about we going to the league. Like,
yeah,
it started early, but it like my brother was talking like that.
Did you have any like national like competition taste?
Yeah, in track.
In track.
Not in football. It was just more of the city, but like you get raved about. Like when we was playing football, we was playing at a very high level early. Mm-hmm. No matter if we tackling people, no matter if we're blocking people, if we're getting sacks or we running the football. It was just like we were doing it at a super high level. Like it's funny because like eventually people want to be able to see it because we still have all our tapes from all our little league. We just don't know how to convert it over yet. But you can see the tenacity that we had in like imposing our will on people type of thing. Yeah. And that's how we was. I started stiff arming people. You know how much confidence you gotta have to switch the ball and know it's not really that secure and go stiff arm people?
Oh yeah.
With aggressiveness. Like I was like doing Derrick Henry stuff at a young age. Literally. Like but that's how competitive we was, but it's just like going against my brother, I know it's gonna be a battle. Yeah. When I was going against everybody else, it was like, you don't even know what I'm finna do to you. Yeah. And that's kind of how the mindset was. It's like, I know, because we wasn't big on names. We wasn't big on who you were and what you did. It's like, you better be good this play. And we went so hard that people kind of give up before they really try to go back at us. But when me and my brother went against each other, it was, you always gonna get a snapback. Like, if you wanna go hard, I'm gonna go harder. Okay, you wanna go harder? I'm gonna go harder. It wasn't like, let me slow down. And that's how it was. Like, to give you an example of how to measure up me and my brother's competition. We used to run the 200, and if we in the same heat, it used to be just like this the whole way, all the way till you get to the finish line. We both like dipping our heads at the finish line, and we don't even know who won. That's our life. We ran the 40. If anybody knows we ran the 40, we ran identical times. That should tell you that sums it up. Where it's like we always want to try to compete and beat each other. When my brother ran a 4.3, I knew the stakes got high. But that's for me to know because I know the competition between me and my brother. Everybody else won't understand that. So when I'm like, I'm going to run a 4.3 and I'm confidently saying it, and everybody's like, nah, for a linebacker, you're going to run a 4.6. Oh, nah, I ain't worrying about the outside viewpoint. Yeah. I know exactly what I'm running for. If my brother ran a 4.3, I can run a 4.3. That was always my mindset. Always. My brother even said, maybe a 4.4. So how dare you? How dare you think that now we always been like this and you just doing this? No. I'm going to run a 4.3.
And how did your like body composition? Because before you ran the 4.3 in the NFL Combine, you had run it before, and you guys looked a lot similar.
Yeah.
Then, how did you think about that?
I knew from a mechanical standpoint that we ran the same.
Yeah.
So it just, being stronger, honestly. And I kind of, whereas it's like when I ran for that, when we was younger and kind of, I was always bigger. I always had like at least 6-7 pounds more on my brother. But it's like we was always, it didn't matter the body weight for us. It's just about the mechanics of how we run and how much of pressure you're applying while you're running. We just knew that. It doesn't matter if I'm 220 or 210. The way I'm trying to run is going to be same mechanically. If I'm 210, I got to do a little more training because I got to hold that weight, but I'm trying to apply the pressure still. So even when I got to, the NFL Combine and me being at 227 and my brother ran that, I think 198, the weights don't matter.
Yeah.
Mechanically, how we run, or it's just like, we get real strategic when it comes to how we run. No matter if it's steps, no matter if how we apply pressure or the angles, because of it, it doesn't matter the weight. And some people are like, oh, well, you run faster at 210 or 205. No, you just got to train differently when you're at a heavier weight. Because obviously, being at 198 and me being at 227, if I would have trained like I didn't have to get my legs stronger to carry this weight, then I probably wouldn't have ran that fast because I wouldn't have been able to apply the pressure that my body needed to give.
How did you think always in that track mindset, even when you played football? Because I think that's such a stark difference. I think in the training come up because I have never in my life thought about the pressure I'm putting or my physical, how the physics are moving as I did anything athletic.
Yeah.
But it almost sounds like you had this scientific mindset.
It was second nature.
Movement.
It was second nature.
Yeah.
In high school, they used to call me and my brother the oh shit button. And that means like if somebody broke or like had a break on the ball, or not a break on the ball, but like they broke a play. Oh yeah, 67 yards chasing down. And he's like, oh, he was they chased down the fastest guy in the county. We don't care.
It was that DK Metcalf moment.
Yeah, exactly. We had those. I had those in college, But it's just like that's how he was. It's like I know I can drive out, 8 steps right now, hard as hell. And once my knees get to opening up and I'm going, oh yeah, that guy gotta bust his ass, excuse my language, to get to that end zone. If he slowed down before me, I'm gonna get him.
We're coming.
We're coming. We wanna run all the way till the end. And it's just like, I know I'm getting closer and closer. And if you start getting a little tight, I'm on you.
On you.
And it was like that everywhere. The oh shit button. But I knew I can apply because of track. Like, if, a small burst, small burst, I'm always had my head down regardless. First 2 or 3 steps. Because then by the time I'm seeing everything, I know where I'm going. Whereas like you breaking on the ball and they like put your eyes on where you're going. So as soon as I break on the ball, I'm driving out, but I already know where I'm going. I already turned and I'm going this direction. I'm going to dive out and now I'm looking for what's going on. Not like I'm closing my eyes, but I know that I'm digging in the ground to get somewhere. I'm accelerating, not just cycling and running. Some people just cycle out the gate. People don't know, like I gotta apply pressure first, then I'm running. But if you can be conscious of that, I gotta accelerate and then I gotta hold it. Just like a car. A car don't just press the gas and you got 100 miles. It's accelerating and then you just choose where you wanna cruise at. That's like that in everything.
But I even want to go back to your time in high school. What was it like going from, youth coming up, playing football, track and field, national dominance, to then getting in to high school at Lakewood? What was that like from the time of how quickly you got onto varsity and found success, any of the mental setbacks, and then, take me even into the recruiting process too.
I feel like high school was like a sense of, okay, it's getting real.
Yeah.
Because it's no more Little League. And that was the thing where it's like, oh, you hear the stories of the St. Pete legends. Everybody said they got their own Little League legends and stuff. And it's like, it's always I guess a statistic of being so highly talked about in Little League that you become like a Little League legend. And then don't do nothing after. So it was a sense of, okay, when we get to high school, we gotta really show that we really football players, we ballers. And then our freshman year, our oldest brother, not our oldest brother, but the middle brother, Terrell, he's a senior. And so in a sense, like I feel like, we as little brothers, so people looking at us as well. And he's like a starter, and
Now, were you only thinking varsity? There was no JV, there was no freshman. What was like the first,
So I
got to get here moment in high school?
think I just took it for what it was. I mean, I wasn't saying like, oh, I'm training for varsity. Like, I'm just training hard and just for them to see me. I want my older brother to kind of be proud that we came in and it's like we taking stuff serious. And we used to wake up 4 a.m. and go to work out. He flipping tires with us, so we're running or we're lifting weights. So this is already kind of starting where like we want it. Like this is what it's gonna take. We'll stay after practice and he working on us with tackling, and things of that nature. And it's just like I feel like that was such a coachable moment because we just kept doing it. So even when he did graduate and get to college, it's just like after we finished the JV season, I think we played like 6 or 7 games, finished the JV season, and then we get moved up to varsity. So now we're on varsity, we're not really playing, but we kind of like the mental reps of seeing on how we do things up here. And then next thing you know, I'm starting my sophomore year on varsity. We're still working out 4 a.m. before, the day starts, school starts. We're getting up, working out, running, flipping tires, jumping over this, lifting weights. And, we bringing out lunchbox, with peanut butter and jellies and little milkshakes and all type of stuff. But we had a different commitment because of what we truly wanted. And now it's like, okay, we're in high school, this is serious. If we want to get recruited, this is what it's gonna take. It wasn't okay, we're gonna get comfortable, like, okay, I'm gonna be bad in school, or just like, I know I'm so good, let me just, ball out. If I can show everybody I ball out, it's like, no, we trying to get somewhere. Like the balling out part, I'm used to that. People, oh, you're a good player. All right, cool. I got to show these colleges that I'm a good player. And in this package deal, it's serious to us.
Yeah. So was it after sophomore year or when did he?
No, it's sophomore year.
Like middle of the season?
It was it was after the season.
After the season.
It was after the season when, we started doing the camps and stuff.
Yeah, the camps.
Yeah, like spring. So yeah, around the springtime, right after our sophomore year, he got offered by University of South Florida. And I was just like, oh man, that's so dope. I must be getting one. I didn't get that call. I remember they came to the school, the colleges, they'll pull you out of class, come talk to you. Yeah. So yourself in Florida State, and those guys used to come pull my brother out of class. I was like, I'm looking like, yo, you want me? Oh, him? Y'all want both of us? No? Cool.
And did you have that conversation in the package deal before he even got offered?
Oh yeah, was it
as soon as he got offered?
We was kids. We was kids. That package deal was to go to the same college, go to the league together, get the same degrees, marry twin girls, the whole nine. Like, pinky promise with a kiss. Like, when you go to sleep, you think about it. Like,
you almost checked all those boxes too.
Yeah, we was close. I'm a box checker. I am. I'm a box checker. I literally have the image of a box and I put like a little green check. Like, all right, then to the next one.
So now we're going into your junior year. He's getting offers.
Yeah, I got an offer. I got an offer from UMass.
UMass.
That was my first offer from UMass.
Was that after your sophomore year too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
After we did the Nike Combine.
Gotcha.
Nike
the
Spark.
Spark. Yeah.
So that's
where
when
you
we
ran
started.
That first 4.3.
Yeah. No. It was like a 4.67.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we had like good power ball, like shuttles and all that other stuff, and then like we started making like little highlights. That's when huddle and stuff was all about as well. So ended up getting an offer while we was in Miami at the Nike Spark. I got an offer from UMass. My coach had called me, and we ended up getting a call from USF. When it was like, hey, we want to invite your brother to come to the camp. We want to invite both of you guys. And on our way to the camp, my brother was like, I'm not going to participate. He's like, I already got an offer. I was like, I think they just trying to see me more. I was like, you just go do your thing. You go do you, and I'll celebrate you. I'll talk the trash with you. You just ball. So it's just like that moment where it's just like, it was so many times where like I got put on the island and it's like, I got to make it do what it do right now. Like there's no, exactly. You guys got to show up. And it's so many moments, like I've seen it so many different times where like you get used to it. So by the time you get to them higher levels, so I've seen this over and over and over again. Like you got to show up now, not later. And whatever that takes. And we get to USF for the camp. And the coaches are asking them like, you're not participating? Like what's going on? And it's like, no, I just want you to focus on Shaquem. Just focus on Shaquem. And like literally, one rep, I'm jamming up somebody, I put them on the sideline. This when we doing one-on-ones, and then it's like I jump up another person. It's like, no, move groups. And I was like, I was in what group I was in. And it's just like, yo, we're gonna put you with our scholarship guys or like our offered guys. So now like 3-star or 4 stars we got offers. It's just like, yeah, let's get this money. Now my brother talking trash, like, who the best y'all got? Like, please don't waste our time because I feel like we came here for no reason. It's just like, yo, I ain't even saying nothing yet. But it's just like, yeah, what's good? Bring him.
Just sit on the sideline, he's chilling.
He said a whole mouthful, so it's just like, there's no point in adding on that.
And he's putting that pressure on you too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's right now. And it's just like, but I accept it with, with an open embrace. Like, bring it. Like, you put that pressure on me, let me show you, because this stage has got a little brighter now. And it's just like, well, put it on me. Put the eyes on me, I'll show you. And I kind of love that because it just gave me another chance to kind of display, like, don't look at what I'm missing, but I'm finna show you something that I already had. And now I'm going against their 3-stars and 4-stars. And it's like, first rep, I end up running a route for them, get a pick. And they brought their best receiver there that I guess they top recruit. And it's just like, jump ball, pick it off, and just like, now I become the MVP of the camp. The coaches bring me into the office, and then the first thing they said was just like, I'm sorry that I overlooked you the first time.
They're starting with apologies.
Yeah. And he was like, I want to offer you a full-ride scholarship alongside your brother. And it's like, my response is like, now I'm in this spot, like I'm feeling myself now. It was like, yeah, I bet you want me. I didn't say that. But I did say like, thank you for the opportunity, but it's like, I can't take that. Like, I'm good. And it's just like, my eyes are set. Like, I can't be here because you didn't accept me for what I was already. And it's just like, I had to go prove this again for you to even accept me. It's just like, it's all right. Somebody going to just say offer me because they be like, you know what, I see something in him. Those are the ones I want to play with. And I left the office. My brother was grinning. My mom was shocked. And the ride home was just like, you sure? You sure you did that? It's like, I'm going to turn them down. It's like, that ain't the school for me. It's like, I get there. They probably just put me to the side.
Did you have a dream school? Did you guys talk about Miami was a dream school?
But I never got that. I mean, we went to camps. We got interest. My brother got the offer, but I ended up getting an offer for track. And they were trying to do like, well, you come to track and you do football. And I was like, I'm not going to do that.
You know how it works.
I'm not going to shoot myself over like that. There's no way they're going to allow me to go put my body on the line when I'm on the track scholarship. Like, track body's a little more fragile. I can't be having no tear knees and muscles and stuff and then trying to go run track. I'm all torn apart. Like, I can't do
So when did UCF come into the picture?
UCF was probably like our 18th offer. My brother's like probably 20-something offer. And we was doing like the 707s, like the Team Tampas, and you got like your Florida Expresses and all. You got the little events. I think Cam Newton was doing like the Under Armour 707 events and stuff like that. Yeah. And we had like high level players, like from Vernon Hargraves to the Dante Fowler played on our team as well. And I mean, we had some. You remember Pete DeNovo? Oh yeah. Pete DeNovo was our quarterback at the time, 707, and I think he was already getting started off from UCF initially. And Pete was like, "Yo, we should go up there." That's when we had one of our teammates, Rodney Adams. I think he played for USF. We used to go against him. He was on our team as well, and it was just like, "Yo, we all should go together. Like, we all should go visit." So we all go visit after one of our competitions, talking to the coaches, kind of just going around, and then they end up offering us on the spot. And
Coach O'Leary did directly?
Yeah. So it was like, we committed. Yeah. We committed right there. And then I think the next meeting was when he came to the house. So we doing this? And then I remember we had to do like an All-American game in Texas, and he signed a letter of intent. It was a fake sign, but initially that's when we were like, okay, it's official. We're going to UCF.
So did you feel that belief from UCF that you didn't feel from
I did. I mean, he's a heck of a recruiter. Like, I can't lie about that. Like, he would tell you exactly what you want to hear. Yeah. And it's just like the school speak for itself too. Like, yeah. And I think a lot of people probably don't really notice that. Like, you go to UCF, the school, it would sell itself.
Oh yeah. Well, that's how they got me. I mean, I was, for the longest time, local in Orlando, and I wasn't really considering them as my top offer. And basically, we were like, just come visit, come check it out. And I was there about 45 minutes, and I was like,
this is
This is for me.
yeah.
This is for me.
So and then I think one of the things where it's just like I can't take one without the other.
Yeah.
No other coach said that.
Yeah.
It's just like if you choose not to come, I'm
They
taking
gave
both.
you your sales pitch back to you.
Exactly. And we're just like, we're committing. Like now. Like, what? Like, bro, no one talks like this. Like, they want us. And then it's so bad because we used to watch our workout. And then like I think it was like Kurt Callahan at the time. It was like, you think you can take that position? We may need to put you right there. They really like, oh yeah, you're gonna play, you're gonna do this. Like, oh my goodness, dude. Memories. But it was like we watch you guys like, and then you get there like, yo, you guys work so hard. Like, why would he even? And mind you, by the time he told us like, oh, you see this guy, you see how he moving, like, you know, he moving a little tight. I didn't know that y'all did freaking 18, 20 hundreds.
Yeah.
And then
10 cents a 10 right before.
And then you trying to tell us like, oh, he's not looking too good. Yeah, he's burnt right now.
He's tough. He's hanging on by a thread.
Exactly. So it's just like, oh yeah, he's not moving fast. But it makes sense because it's like that's part of recruiting.
Yeah.
And then you get there and you have hopes like everything's going to work out, and then it's like boom, reality hits.
When did that reality hit? Getting to UCF?
I think the second year.
The second year.
The red shirt freshman year is definitely when reality kind of sat in, because you get there and just like it's accepted. Like, man, you got like, you know, you got BA, you got, you know, Clayton. So it's like you look at them guys like they ballers. So it's like you can see it in real time. Like, hey, they doing good.
And when are they leaving? Oh, they got a couple years too.
Yeah, I'm straight. I'm a red shirt, and I'm right behind them. And then you got like, you know, you got Drico at the time. I think he was becoming. I think it was second string. He was moving his way up. I can't remember what's his name. Henry, something Henry.
Jared Henry.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was moving up behind Clayton, and then it's just like I'm 3.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, man, I'm gonna get up there, man. I'm gonna get up there. And like red shirt, my freshman year, I was like, okay, I red shirt, cool. I gotta get big. I'm seeing Drico, he like 215. I'm like 181, soaking wet, and I was just like, yeah, I gotta get right. So I was accepting of the first year, but the second year is when, you go to camp and they start playing you more at this position, and you start moving up on the depth chart, and then you think you're getting this opportunity, and then boom, you see that you even don't. Like, why would you even have me taking these reps or taking second string reps or going on special teams and taking first reps, and then you get to the season now, not even special teams?
Yeah.
So that it did something to me. It's like, wow, I got this black jersey in. Mind you, I don't want to do Friday mornings. Nobody does.
Nobody does.
It's just like, my thing is like, forget even playing on the field. I don't want to do Friday mornings. That is my reason of going so hard. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I don't want to do Friday mornings.
And so what's that doing to your confidence now as you're
it's
from...
a direct open target.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm in an open space, and like I'm playing dodgeball, like I got nowhere to go. It's just got like everybody's throwing dodgeballs right at me. And you just taking on these hits, and then it's just like our weight coaches wasn't any help, because it's like, it was more so let's break them opposed to lift them. And that was kind of like the regimen of, everybody move in fear opposed to everybody move in unison. And that was just the culture of it. And it was tough, but it's just like you had no choice. You had to buy in for yourself. Yeah. Initially. You're not buying in to hold on to something else. It's just like these guys go through hardships and already going through the muck of it. They bought in for themselves because they're gonna make do what they do. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where it was for me, where it's just like I gotta buy in. I gotta stick in this tough stuff. I gotta just stick with it. Like, yeah, it sucks, yeah, it hurts. I just gotta stick with it because I'm not the only one. Yeah. And it's like you got so many instances, and I think where it's like UCF was so cool because even though the players was pushed to be divided in a sense, y'all still like was bringing together like the moments in front of the towers, or just walking around, or just you see where it's just like instantly like, everybody just connect. Yeah. But that was like the best part. Like you'll see guys just chilling on top of the garage, like, or just chilling, cooking or grilling. That was a cool thing to see. But then you see like the hardships of football, like people just trying to make it through injuries, like I'm just trying to freaking make it. I've been through too much not to. Yeah. So it's just like there's no turning back. You on this roller coaster and I'm too high up to go back. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that, where it's just like I'm too deep in. Like, quit now? It's like, you know how many sled pushes and pulls? You know how many times I did bear crawls backwards and forward? Mm. How many times I read the stadium? You think I'm gonna just go home and like, is it? Like, no, I'm too deep in. How many times I did 10 sets of 10?
So you never thought about quitting once?
No, I take that back. I did. My third year.
Third year.
Me being sent home, I think I was ready to quit to go somewhere else.
For summer B?
Yeah. I think that would kind of shit me the most because like you put so much effort in, and then you get shined this piece of like light where it's like you may have a chance and then it gets stripped away. And I think it was so many times that happened that I think that kind of crushed me the most. Where it's just like forget it, I'll just go back to track. You know, I'm talking to coaches from Florida and talking to coaches from USF. It's just like I'm gonna leave. And you know, I think what kind of stood out is the relentless faith my brother had.
In you?
Yeah. And I think where even when I lacked it, he was so persistent where it's just like, yo, I just be, you know, doing a disservice to him.
Yeah.
If I didn't just try.
Not just quitting on yourself, but you're quitting on him too.
Yeah, like leaving like the pinky promise with a kiss. Like, no, bro, this is it.
Yeah.
And I think that would kind of, it was a different driving force because like I was working 2 jobs, man. Like wondering if this was going to be like the life. You know, I'm waking up at 6 a.m. and towing vehicles from 6 to 6 p.m. and I'm working out from 7:30 to 8:30. And I'm cleaning the Dodge Ram building from 9 to 1 a.m.
When you're home.
When
and
I'm
you're
at
not
home,
working out with the team.
No, I'm at home. I'm in St. Pete.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed at the dorms. And it's crazy because when the incident happened, when I was being sent home, I just thought like, I seen guys get sent home for summer B before.
Yeah.
And they in their dorms or they're hanging out around Orlando, like they cool. Me, I couldn't even be around Orlando. Like the first week I'm there, I'm going to the rec, I'm going to work out. I'm not, when my brother leave, I'm leaving. I'm going to work out. You know, I go to the track, I'll run. And then I got brought into the office and was threatened by O'Leary that if I don't leave, I'm gonna be called trespassing. And it's just like, well, you will send me to jail? Like if I go to my dorm? So I was like, where am I supposed to go? It's like, you gotta go to St. Pete. Like call my parents? You want me to call my parents to come pick me up? And then you thinking about the embarrassment of it.
Yeah.
So that plays a part as well. It was just like, I'm on a full-ride scholarship. Like, I got the Nitros card, dude. Like, you get what I said? I can go to the marketplace and get me, I got a Publix card. You want me to go to St. Pete? Like, none of this don't work no more. And I think, you know, the reality was, it was so hurtful to kind of to see the eyes of people.
Yeah.
Like, what you doing here? You know? Like, why are you towing my car? You know, why are you wearing that? Like, wasn't you, like, what happened? And it's like, I wasn't the person who spoke on it. Where it's just like, it's not a conversation I want to have. It's like, I'm here until I'm not. And, you know, my brother would call, and I think that what stood out, and he would call every day. And like, yo, you still working out? Like, stay focused, man. Something gonna happen. Something gonna happen. Like, just believe in it. You working out? You working out? What you doing? You working out? And I was like, oh, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm working out. All right, man. Yeah, I'm working out. It was a moment where I was cleaning the Dodge building. I was cleaning the bathrooms, and my older brother, I don't know if it was a joke or he really just ran out of gloves, but it was only one glove, like not even a set though. Like you ain't never pull a glove out of a box and you see like the last set of gloves that were left and the right.
Yeah.
It was just one glove in a box. So I was like, yo, who took the other glove? Like you know, I could flip it and make it work. Like if this glove happened to rip. So I was like, this a joke? Or it's just like, yo, like maybe he ripped one and took an extra and you know, and now it's an odd number. And mind you, so I put the glove on, it rips immediately. So now my hand is exposed. I went to the girls' bathroom, it's period blood on the toilet and all on the floor. So I was just like, okay, I gotta be real delicate. It just stinks, like it stinks, dude. And I just like, I think for me it was a breaking moment.
Yeah. When
you cleaning up somebody's, you know, mother's nature.
Yeah.
I don't know who this woman is. And then it got on my hand. And then I literally just like broke down to my knees and started crying. Like, this is my life. This is it. Like, this is what I do now. Like, I went from being there and just like, why? Like, why? Like, why do I have to do this? It's just like I didn't do enough. Like, I wasn't good enough. And then it's just like my older brother ended up coming in. And it just shows the faith and I think the belief that my family, that I didn't really understood the I would say the volume of it, of how much they really believe.
Yeah.
My brother lifted me up, was like, yo, you ain't finna do this. Like, if you don't want to accept this, then don't. You know, don't get used to doing this if you don't want it. You don't gotta get used to doing this. Don't even think about this. This is it for you. Don't get used to this. You're doing it right now, but you don't get used to this. And you still need to dream more and want more and go get it. And I think where it's just like, it spoke volume.
And
You know,
the
like,
night is darkest just before the dawn.
I mean, it's almost 1 a.m.
And the dawn did come.
and it woke me up, and then next thing you know, a few weeks later, you know, I get a phone call like, you coming back? I was like, for real? Like, yeah, all right, cool. Like, what? I think the exact words was, are you ready to come back? I was like, am I ready to come back? You could have called me months ago. Yes, I'm ready to come back. And not even knowing what happened, when I got to campus, my brother was like, yeah, man, they was finna send you to JUCO. What? They're like, yeah, they called me to the office. It's like, we gonna send your brother to a JUCO. We don't think football is fit for him. And my brother threatened to quit. It was just like, well, if you don't believe in him, I still do. And it's just like, we came in together, we gonna leave together. So give me my transcripts. Well, I guess we going JUCO. And then he stormed out. And then it's just like,
So this is 2015.
this is going to the defeated season when we lost every game.
It was defeated.
The defeated season, we were so defeated. Oh my
Which
goodness.
is crazy, even thinking of those dominoes that fall all leading up to Frost coming in.
It's just like it was supposed to happen like that.
And is that for you, obviously, the pivotal moment? Obviously, Frost comes in, and you know that there's maybe a chance of new life for your career.
I honestly didn't accept it when Frost came.
Yeah.
Because of the hurt that I already was endured.
Yeah.
You know, and
so when did that change? When Coach Frost came in, and when you started, because you know we talked about the culture of fear versus a culture of lifting it up. When did you start to feel that, and when did you feel that could be a really a changing point in?
I would say it was at first when they first got there, I was a little standoffish. You know, coaches coming up to you, trying to like, yeah, we're gonna do this, and it's just like where we came from, just like, you know, we had coaches tell us like, yeah, you think I love you? Like I barely love my son.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm cut from a different cloth right now.
Yeah.
You guys too.
Well, within that, there was a position change too, right?
Yeah, the position wasn't even changed yet.
Yeah.
This is like the first meetings where it's like, let's see what's going on, who the bad apple, or who you don't want here, type of thing, or who you want to vouch for, type of deal. And I'm having those meetings, like I said, I'm still a little standoffish because of what I've known to. So it's just like, I'm here and it's just like, oh man, you know, we've been watching some of your films. It's like, why haven't you played? Like, you was being bad? I was like, no. I was like, so what happened? And I put my hands up. I did like this. And he was like, what's that? And I was like, you don't get it? He's like, I'm not speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
This is what happened. It's like, do you see a difference? Like, but it's just like, I'm kind of angry while I'm doing it though. So he can see like the kind of the energy that I'm progressing. And he was just like, well, no, we're not looking at that. And I was like, well, what you looking at? It's like, this is a clean slate. We just want you to play ball. And it's like, you know, we may switch your position, but we're gonna let you know. And a couple of days later, they was like, we want to move you to linebacker. And I was like, Coach, I would play kicker. I just want to be a part of the team. This is me just wanting to be a part of something, but you know, and a lot of times that kind of results back to, you know, having a disability too. Yeah. The insecurities of not feeling a part of something or feeling involved, or the inclusivity of stuff. It's literally been my whole entire life. You know, I understand it now, being this age, but in a sense, like, yeah, I don't care what I'm doing, dude. I just want to be a part. That's it. And I ended up moving my position, and when it really hit me, I think when we first put on pads, and I was at linebacker, and I remember the first play, like I think it was like Taj McGowan. Hope you don't see this.
Shout out Taj.
Shout out Taj. I remember he did like a stretch play, and I just like cleared them.
Yeah.
And I remember just looking at Frost, and I remember seeing the video where it just like, you know, hit him, looked at Frost like, yeah, I'm here, and it's just like, boom. That was a moment where like my confidence shot through the roof, and then became a starter.
And then your first year as a starter, how were you thinking? Because we talked about the track and field, and you thinking things mechanical, and now you almost have even more freedom just to
run,
beeline, right?
I just run and dip.
Yeah. I
ain't have no pass rush. Don't know what pass rush is. Don't know how to use my hands.
Yeah.
You know, somebody grabbed me. It's pretty much over, but they couldn't grab me. So it's just like as I'm getting on the ground, like I'm thinking track.
Yeah.
I'm finna press this ground so hard, I'm finna move it. I'm finna move the ground
off.
Yeah, that's how I'm thinking. And I was like, I wonder if he thinking that he need to go that hard. And he going backwards too.
Yeah.
So that whole little thing where it's just like, you can't beat me, you going backwards. So it's like, I'm already training my mind. It's like, you got me messed up if you gonna think you gonna block me going backwards. I'm not really even understanding the concept of the D-line or O-line because I'm always in the back at safety. So I'm not really thinking about the action that's taking place. It's not really making sense. I just know that I can move faster going forward than you going backwards. So it's just like I'm looking at an area where it's like I'm finna push the ground underneath me, and I know you ain't trying to go that hard. And so by the time I get there, all I gotta do is if I can just clear my shoulder, I can make anything happen.
And when did you start seeing that confidence from the staff too, where they started knowing that they really had a guy? It wasn't just we're gonna explore a position change, but now we got a real leader, right? I mean, talk about going from being siloed and someone who is not really trusting or believing in your surroundings, and then turning that into, you know, real leadership, right? Which becomes, to me, when I think about, you know, Shaquem Griffin as a person, the first word that comes to mind is leader. You know, and that's probably not what you were feeling.
No, I actually wasn't. And I think at the time too, is like we had seniors and I wasn't considered senior. So I wasn't even accepted I wasn't embracing the leadership role. Like, you know, mind you, I'm just jumping on the scene. You know, the first game of the season, we're going against South Carolina State. And it's like, I mean, the first play, I'm throwing up. When I'm chasing the running back, throwing up full of anxiety. Like, oh man, I'm out here for real. Like, this is not such a team. I'm really on the field right now trying to chase this running back. And I remember my brother just grabbed my helmet and he was just like, yo, like, relax. You here? Go play some football. Took a long time, huh? You happy? Go play football. And that kind of like, oh, okay, surreal moment. Like, okay, all right, let me just go play now. And then boom, sack, another sack, tackles for loss, you know, pass breakups. And I was just like, now I hear my name on the radio and it's just like, oh, what? So I'm just like embracing all the moments, like, oh, this is really happening. Yeah. But at the time, the leadership roles was like the Drico and, you know, Justin Holman and who else we had at the time that was seniors. My brother and DJ Killings, you know, those guys. So it's like I'm okay with this, you know, listen to those guys. Like, yo, what's up? What's next? What we doing? And
so you had a year. You had a year to grow into that confidence.
I had a year to grow into that confidence.
Grow into the real belief.
I didn't know I was going to do that good.
Yeah.
You know, it was just one game at a time.
Yeah.
You know, and you talking about you ending the season with like, you know, 11 and a half sacks and you like top 5 in the country and just like, I don't really know about accolades. And just like, now I'm getting all these accolades. Or you top in the country in this or that. And now you just anonymously been chosen to be the defensive player of the year. It's like, what? I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
You know, you ACC, you know, first team. What? Cool. What? That was it. That's how I responded to it. I'm kind of like that in a lot of areas because, like I said, I just wanted to play football. So every play and every chance I get, it's just like that's why I was like, you know. And I think I embraced it differently too. You go through all them hardships and then it's just like I'm blessed to play. I'm blessed to get this extra play because I know what it looked like when you couldn't get it.
Yeah.
But I seen it from both sides, so it's just like I never took it for granted. But it's like if I got to run across the field to go make a play, I'm finna go run. I don't care how tired I am because I'm blessed to go do it. I'm blessed to go run 100 yards or 50 yards to go chase somebody down. I got y'all. I'll do it if nobody else don't. I'll do it for us.
I'll be those shit guy.
I would be that guy. And then my senior year. Matter of fact, before my senior year, I wanted to go to the league. I just wanted to leave. I'm like, bro, I got a draft stock. I can go with you. And my brother's like, no.
Not yet.
Not yet. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he the one that really got me to stay because I was gonna go.
Yeah.
You know, I'll talk to the agent right now. I'll rock out. Whatever it is what it is. Let's go. It's like, nah, enjoy it. Like, you waited too long. Like, go enjoy.
And what do you think that senior year gave you? The leadership?
That's when I was able to tie in everything I experienced from like the TPs, the Clayton, my brother belief and tenacity to have that unwavering like faith that it will work.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm just gonna push it onto my team. And it's just like Coach Frost allowed us to have that door to be able to push that type of energy out. Where it's just like faith, belief, and you know what I'm saying, buying in. And it's like, I got you, you got me here or there, no matter what place. It don't gotta be green glass for me to support you or want better for you or vice versa. And that's when I chose to sleep inside the facility. It's like, forget it. I'm just gonna do everything I can. And if he say no, I bet I won't do it. If he say yes, I'm gonna ride with it. He never said no to nothing. No matter if I was like, I don't want coaches in the meeting rooms. I just want to talk to these guys because we finna round table somebody. Like somebody finna get it. Like let us be responsible. He let us do it. And I think that speaks volume because sometimes you need that. And you need that. And it's like, honestly, I used to be scared of it. I didn't know somebody was gonna listen to me. They let me speak every game. And it's just like, that first year spoke enough where it's just like, when I was speaking now, everybody listened. And I think that was a huge factor. And it kind of goes to show the player I was because like, I wasn't gonna push leadership on you. I wanted to be accepted as your leader. And it's like me sleeping inside the facility during camp and allowing guys to open the door. Like, you need food, you want to go work out, you just need to talk. You have those conversations with like, and I feel like, a lot of times too, even with Mackenzie, and I feel like we got so close because, he told me about his hardships and the mental moments that he had to go through and try to figure out who he was and what he really wanted to do. Being that guy from Hawaii, that's transition.
Yeah.
Being in a whole different spot. Like, yeah, your parents can visit, but it's not home. This is different for you. And it's like, that plays a part, like, mentally when you become and involving as a football player. Because you got to be mentally there for you to be able to push out, especially being a quarterback. Like, you got a lot of pressure that weighs on you besides what you got going on at home. So you got to be able to either...
You don't have time to grow into the spotlight.
Exactly. So either compartmentalize or accept what you're going through and embrace it and then keep going. And I think that was the thing for him, where it's like having those conversations where it's like, I don't got no family here. And it's just like, no, I'm here. I'm your family.
Yeah.
What you need? Like, what's up? What you want to do? I'm here. I need you too. I want you to hear that. I need you too. I can't see you leave.
Yeah.
I can't see you quit. I can't see you go back home. And that was a transition of understanding, like, not just from a leader standpoint, but like being able to have the vulnerability of showing you how, I have faith in you because I had a display for me.
Yep.
So let me like show you what it feels like. And it just like ultimately like, he chose to stay. He chose to embrace.
And
like,
how you could help the team win.
Exactly. Right? And it was different because like when he played, he knew he was doing it and it was more than him. And I feel like when you can feel that where it's like, I need you. So when I go pass this ball or when something bad happened and we got to make something shake, it's just like, he knows like, people need you, bro. Like, I make it happen because it's bigger than me. So every time I need to make a play or if it's, I remember going against SMU and it's just like, if we don't stop them, then our undefeated season is over. It's 4th and 1. And it was just like, we need this. It's just like what I need to do to make it happen. And it's like, I'm not the only person thinking this because like, I got to do it for my guys. Then in my head, it's just like, when they stop the ball, I'm going to jump over the line. Like, whatever it takes. Like, whatever my body fold up, we'll figure that out later. But it's just like, it's bigger than me, so it's just like, I'm okay. I can live with that. But that's the type of mindset that I brought to the table because it's bigger than myself. That's the mindset Mackenzie brought to the table because it's bigger than him. But we was able to get the whole team to buy into that. Now we cooking with something.
Now that's when it's special. And you know that being on team to teams, whenever you feel that type of connectivity.
You see the difference.
Yeah.
When you lose every game, yeah, you can know the energy is different. But then again, I seen guys win when the team can be easily divided. Whereas it's like, I remember when Blake, he used to come to our room. I was like, we freshmen, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you coming to our room? But it's just like, it's because that's just the way. That's just like, we're gonna hang with the guys.
Yeah.
You don't care where you from, who you is, like, we're just gonna hang with the guys. You seen JJ just come in the room. We don't really know each other like that. We freshmen. We still trying to, get to know everybody and then feel the acceptance of the seniors or the juniors or the older group.
Well, what's crazy is just everybody's got their own story about their kind of crucible moments, their dark hours, right? I remember talking with Blake. He was about to, transfer because Jeff Godfrey and, the
I remember
that
battle.
But how you go from your individual, the crosses you have to bear and what you have to overcome, and when you can start giving others that same belief that you've had to foster in yourself, and you're able to see that.
Yeah.
That's when you're able to get those special teams and those special runs.
I was blessed to be able to identify it.
Yeah.
and be able to take pieces from everything, where it's just like, good or bad or indifferent, we can come together. Like, even when you don't have a coach who cared to push the teammanship, I see that guys, when they play their parts, they win.
Yeah.
But I was like, how do we mold all of that? Whereas it's like you feel good about giving everything and not because you just have to or feel like it's business.
Well, I feel like that is a different layer when you go from a player from caring about yourself, or you talked about the South Carolina State, you're throwing up, you're just happy to be on the field, to when you start to really understanding what it takes to win.
Yes.
And you start operating at a different level, thinking about everybody's collective efforts to be excellent and to get those wins.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna take. It's just like, I don't care how tired you is. Jemias Pittman, that's my guy. We used to make a lot of plays together. But he a big dude, he get tired.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, hey,
he'll let you know too. He'll let you know
he
too.
Would. And it's like, I need you, bro. Like, I know you're tired, but we need some more juice. Like, just give it. And great things happen, because I was like, if he can push the pocket, that means we gonna get there.
Yeah.
But if you stand up and just sit there, we ain't gonna make nothing happen.
You're hurting all of us.
Give it.
Yeah.
I need you to give it. It gonna hurt. You gonna see me. You look at my face. You need to see hurt. Look at my face too, because I'm hurting too. I was sweating. I'm trying to wipe my eyes. Visor got sweat all over it. Like, I look a mess out here. I'm gonna give it though. Mm-hmm. And it's just like guys bought into it. Like, even if they were tired, like, they gave it.
Yeah.
All the way. And then it's like, I took it where it's like, even in practice, like, Mackenzie will tell you, like, I used to kind of overdo it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. When he used to be running, I'm chasing him.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, you ain't gonna do shit with that.
Yeah.
Like, you better run faster. And then it come to the point like he was really running.
Oh, yeah.
That's like
you had to get away.
But it took that because he had moments like that. When he break, he's hauling like, I gotta get there because somebody may be chasing me.
Yeah.
But that translates. Because like, I'm going across the field. If I catch you, how you feel about that? Mm-hmm. You better get there, and I'm gonna try to punch the ball out. So it's just like, now it's just like, okay, that's me ODing. So if you don't mean OD, get to the end zone. I can't punch the ball in the end zone, can I? Get there. Or I'm gonna punch your shoulder, I'm gonna punch your elbow, and you can be like, I'm doing too much. You better run.
And so ultimately you guys all push each other. You guys get to the pinnacle, the undefeated season. And then what is it like for you going from your junior year, you wanted to get out, your senior year, you're probably, sad at that point, it's over, your brother's right, and then the next thing is what? It's the combine.
Yeah, I mean, the combine, I thought I was gonna get an invite early, and I didn't, and that kind of messed me a little bit too. Seeing all the guys when you're in the training, and everybody, like, you go to training, and after our season, everybody knows us. Every college athlete knows us. You see that UCF logo? Aren't you the guys that went? Yeah. So it was like it was a huge thing. And it's just like, you see people getting, the combine invites, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm finna get mine. And you see, I'm not getting no combine invite, so now I gotta get ready for the
same feeling.
Yeah, so I gotta get ready for the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
And then just like, I'm talking to these teams, and they ask me a question about like, how do you feel like you'll hold the block, or how do you do this, or what you think you're gonna do out here, like, what positions you gonna be playing out here. And I was like, I'm gonna be rushing, I'm gonna be guarding, I'm gonna do a little bit of everything. There's no limit on me, coach. And now you don't really know if they really believe what you do. They see the film, and it's still not enough. They see it right in front of their face. You can see me running, catching interceptions, picking the ball off, like, making tackles, making sacks, getting off blocks, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries. Like, you name a stack, I probably had it, touchdowns and all. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, we gotta see you when you at the Senior Bowl. We gotta see what you do. And then boom, I end up becoming the MVP and the practice week of the Senior Bowl. I was the last person to get invited to the NFL Combine.
The very last?
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe last two.
But after the Senior Bowl?
After the Senior Bowl, a lot of guys was already invited. Like, you go to I think I was training in Dallas at MJP. So all the guys that we was all going to Senior Bowl, we packing our bags up, because I think that was the last event. We got East West and what was another one?
Yeah, everything that's going on now.
Yeah, all
Sean,
that's first, and then Senior Bowl is the last one. So everybody getting the combine invites, and I'm looking at my email, and it's like maybe it's a spam, or like, I don't know. Like I'm calling my agent, like you put the right email? Is it in my Knights? Is it my Yahoo? Like which which one did you give? Like it gotta be somewhere. And then you find out like my hand is still raising eyebrows. Right, just like we're not sure. Should we even invite him to the combine? Like, and then I end up putting on the show, and it's like, okay, now I get invited. Yeah, I remember being in Dallas, and soon I got an invite. You know, my brother's like, no, you gotta talk trash. You gotta talk trash. I'll back it up. He was like, tell everybody like they messed up when they invited you, and you gonna show them. I was just like,
now did you think, because you knew what you were gonna run, you knew probably a lot of these things. Did you know as soon as you got that combine invite?
100%. I was gonna tear it up.
And did you know what that can even do for your life at that point, or what?
I wasn't even thinking that far.
Not even that far. You just wanted to compete.
Like in the back of my head, I feel like I felt I was a draft pick already.
Yeah.
In the back of my head, but you know, a lot of people feel that way. You know, you just gotta check off more boxes to kind of establish yourself, and that's like I said, I've always been a box checker. Like, back, Senior Bowl, MVP, all right, cool. What's next? Oh, an invite, cool, check. What's next? All right, I gotta talk trash a little bit. Go ahead and put some momentum on this. My brother said it. He said I should. You see how he always was a trash talker, and I just kind of accept it.
But you backed it up.
he just put me on the stage.
He knew what you could handle.
And he was like, make the video. So I was like, yeah, you know, I was like, shout out to everybody, you know, that's been rooting for me. I finally got the invite. I'm gonna let you know, y'all messed up inviting me. That's all I gotta say. Click. And then boom, it just started sharing, and just like, all right, now we at the combine. But it's funny because like, I knew I was gonna do good. There was no doubt in my mind. Because my brother did good, I knew I was gonna do well at the combine.
Yeah.
Simple. It's just nobody else. It's just 80% of everybody else didn't know.
80%.
Maybe 90.
99.
99.
I played with you for 3 years. I don't even know. I remember where I was when you ran your 40. I remember being with my now wife, Meg, looking at my phone and being like, Shaquem just ran a 4.3. And Meg's like, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm like, no. He's a linebacker. He just ran a 4.3. I mean, it was what I was talking about with everybody. And again, seeing you, I knew, but I didn't even know. You think the position change, all these other factors can come into play. And then everything's kind of relational. So, you know, again, you're not supposed to be doing that as a linebacker. But what was that day like? What was that day? Like even, you know, from the moment that you got up, that morning to when you ran your first one, right? And you're doing the jog after, you know, you just, right? And you're rounding the corner and you're waiting to see the official number.
Okay.
Give it all to me.
So really, I'm not gonna lie to you, I kind of was already getting famous after the bench press.
Yeah.
So that momentum of hype of that, like that energy, like it was already cranking up because I was top 5 in, you know, for all the linebackers at the combine in bench press. So that was like, oh, what? You just put up 20 reps, like, and I went to sleep. I really didn't go to sleep. You know, I was kind of restless. You know how it goes. Where I remember my phone, the ding, 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 all the way up to like 4 a.m, and we had to get up at 4:30 to get ready to run. And I just remember, like, I put my phone down, put it on silent, and I woke up. I was like 200 and something thousand followers. I was like, I'm looking at people like reposting me, and I was like, oh, I said it.
Yeah. Internet's a crazy place.
And then I had talked to Seattle. I was with talking to Pete Carroll and all the defensive coaches. And mind you, my brother's already in Seattle. So I'm talking to like Coach Dre, which is my brother's position coach. And I'm talking to like defensive coordinator Ken Norton. And it's like, what you think you gonna run? You think you gonna run, Griff? They wouldn't call me Shaq. They said I couldn't get Shaq because they already had him as Shaq. So I had to get the last name. Like, what you gonna run, Griff? And I'm gonna run something fast, coach. I'm gonna run something fast. And I'm kind of feeling myself now. Like, y'all know I'm kind of that guy right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the first day, I'm like, I'm killing it. Like I just gotta keep it going. And Pete Carroll's like, no, what you think you really gonna run? And I was like, something fast, coach. Matter of fact, let me ask you. I said, coach, what's fast to you? And it was just like, for a guy your size, linebacker, 4'5", 4'6", maybe a 7. I said, coach, what's fast? I didn't say nothing about position. Like, they started eating these smirk. It's like, all right, 4.4, 4.5. I said, I'm running a 4.3. And anybody can ask this question. Anybody can ask Pete Carroll, call him, whatever you need to do. I told him I'm run 4.3. And Ken Norton in the back, he so dramatic. Oh, no, Grip. No, Grip, you ain't finna do that. Kylie dude, you ain't finna do that. You ain't finna do that. And I was like, yes, I am. I was like, just make sure, I know y'all got your seat up there, just watch. Mm-hmm. And that's why I was like, I guess they must have did an interview with Pete Carroll because they showed his reaction after I ran the 40. So mind you, we all get in the line, the first group kind of went up. We in this tunnel and I'm just like, got my headphones in, kind of like, meditating my workout before I actually run. And I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna take my shoes off. I'm gonna do some grounding while I'm warming up. I'm gonna really feel the earth because if I'm finna push this earth, I need to know what I'm pushing. So I'm like, boom, they got to line up. We got it there, took my shoes off, this and that, took my socks off, and I'm like just warming up, headphones in, doing my high knees, doing my burst, and then like cameras coming like, why you got your shoes off? It's like, I'm grounded right now. I said, I got some grass to push, or I'm finna push this turf, And then it's like, mind you, not all the other guys is like, what's wrong with this guy? But it's just like, in my head, it's just like, I'm finna kill this thing. I'm finna kill this thing. Like, I'm finna eat this 40 up. Like, yeah. And I remember when I went up and I looked out, seen the whole 40. I went back, closed my eyes, said a prayer, collect my thoughts. I was just like, thank you, God. Thank you. I said, I'm finna run for you. And I just did one of those, put my feet in the ground, and I remember I felt every single step. And you know how when you do something, you feel like you just really did it really well without even knowing the results? Yeah. It was one of those moments. Yeah. And that's when I ran, I came back, and I was like, people were like, what made you say happy birthday, mama? What if you ran slow? I said, that's the point. I knew I didn't. When you run a 40 at a combine, you don't know your time. Yeah. There's no nothing. You don't have your phone until you get back to it. And literally when I ran it, and I was like, ooh, I think I burnt that thing. Like, and I get to the camera, I'm feeling myself like, happy birthday, mama. Like, whatever, if whoever just seen this, I know you felt that. Like, happy birthday, mama. And then Deion Sanders came up, was like, ooh, boy, you just balled. I guess at the time, it was like, if you ball, you get the call. Yeah. It was like, ooh, boy, you just balled. And I was like, what? And it was like, but go look at your phone. I ran to my phone, and see my brother calling me. He was like, oh my God, you just ran a 4.3. And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. And they're like, you finna run another one? I was like, yeah, I'm finna run faster. I should just waited, bro. I really I almost freaking burnt a gasket trying to run another one that fast.
Thanks for tuning in for this first episode with Shaquem Griffin. Please subscribe for more content if you're interested in this. If you're an athlete, go check out the mobile app so you can explore new opportunities to unlock your sports career. And if you're a coach, sign up for the Game Time platform to find your next superstar.